Hello, everyone. It is a Wednesday night, and we are here together at 9 p.m. Sorry about yesterday. Something came up, and I had to tend to something. But you know what? Nothing's wrong with being a little bit flexible here and then. Oh, hello, Amanda. I see you there. Hello. Hello. I'm just getting cozy here. Hi, Mary and Amanda. There we go. We got a lot of regulars coming on here. I'm just getting my thoughts together. I am feeling, whoa, I'm feeling a lot lighter. Okay, here we go. Thanks everyone for joining. Sorry about the switch in days, but for those of you who cannot make it tonight, there's always a replay. And what I'm noticing is being on this YouTube live has been so easy. So once I'm done the call, it just uploads. I don't even have to do anything. It's that neat. So I really appreciate it. Oh, and another, there we go. Just give another check here. Okay, so thanks for joining everyone. And we'll get on with today. There was a few. Well, I've gone through a big shift recently, and oh my goodness, if you know me, I go through shifts often, but this was another big one. It's kind of like a karmic lesson that I would say that's been in the brewing in the stages for years, and I just hit this point where I had to surrender completely on a very touchy subject. So the way I got over this one actually is pretty interesting. I've been fighting with myself back and forth with it because the expectations, what society expects, what this expects, what that expects, and then I decided I'm going to practice what I preach. So I treated Brenda, myself, as a client. I sat her down in a chair and I had the talk that I would give someone else. And I said, this is something that you need to do to release yourself from this learning lesson. And there's a part of me that wanted to resist because the ego, the want to be right, there's a part of you that is human and says, no, I don't want to do that. But then it's been something that's brewing for a while. And I really sat, well, I've tried this way, that way, this way, that way. The fighting's not working. This isn't working. So I do have to look at this from a broader perspective, even though it's personal. It's much easier to look at somebody else's situation and give them guidance because I have no emotional attachment to the outcome. I always want the highest best for the people involved and what is the best for their learnings and so forth. But when it comes to ourselves, when we're in something, the emotion can get really tangled up with everything. And those are those things you don't want to do. But, I needed the time that I needed to get to a place where I feel so secure and so that all of a sudden, when I came to it on my own, with this, I take guidance from people, I listen, but really in the end, we're responsible for our choices. We're responsible for our healing. And when I just decided to surrender at every level of my being, it's like this lightness came over me that I have never felt. And I was like, wow. So I get it. So anyone who's starting their healing journey, anyone who's just waking up, sometimes I look at that and say, wow, they have so much to go through to get to where they want to go. I believe in this new energy. There are easier ways to move through lessons. What they are exactly is there'd be too many to mention. But what I would say is, if you have lessons that keep coming up and keep coming up, write them down. Write the experiences, find the commonality, and then kind of understand, like, what is it that I meant to learn? And it can be frustrating, so you may want to speak it out with someone and kind of get their version of what it is. But sometimes you can have an innate knowing. But even though you know what you need to do, there's a part of you that just does not want to do it, because it's like, how much do I have to give up of my life? How much do I have to give up, or just surrender? And I think the trick is you just need to surrender every aspect and have no expectation of people, have no expectations to outcome. The history that defined of, the history of what we know, ABC equals, this thing, now equals ABC equals something I would have never thought about, because I let the universe surprise and delight me. It's not an easy thing to do, this surrendering, but it is something that I would think is one of the big chunks that I had to learn. Now, I surrendered to the move that I did. I surrendered to this. I surrendered to so many things, but there was one aspect of me that wasn't ready to surrender. So once I let that go, this clarity that I have never had. So never give up on your journey of healing. Never look at challenges as big challenges, because every challenge can have a solution, or does have a solution, and the solutions are right in front of us, but we get in the way because we're expecting something else. We're expecting things to turn out the way we can only imagine based on the history that we know. So thank you for joining me today. I do feel a little tired because I did many sessions today, but having this session today with all of you does give me that replenishment that I needed today after my busy day and after my emotional roller coaster that I've been on. And these roller coasters, aren't they fun? I just was talking to someone today going through one, and she's like, no, it's not fun. I don't like it. And I get it. There are some days where I would say, this has been the past and more recently as well, I would rather, I'm going to say it, I would rather jump off a cliff than go through this experience. I hate it. It bothers me at every cell in my body. I just get pissed off. And that's coming from someone who's been doing this a long time. But, sometimes these experiences are something you need to go through to learn. And as uncomfortable as they are, you'll get through it. You really will. And if you need a helping hand, support, there's always someone you can reach out to. And if you have no one to reach out to, give me a call. I have no problems talking to people when they're really in need of some sanity or reasoning. If you don't have anyone to talk to, don't assume you have to suffer alone. Sometimes just a 10-minute call can relieve so much as you're letting that go, and we have a clearing of your field. You can turn that around. The other thing I wanted to mention, and I'm just wondering, I'm just going to do a poll with the people on the chat because I can't hear everyone here. But what I've been noticing is there's a lot of people out there saying, and I guess I don't resonate with this because although I grew up with religion and they taught me that God can get mad, I just knew in my heart that wasn't the true God, the source that loves us, the creator, the universe, whatever you want to call it. The label doesn't really matter. But I never believed that God was human, where they can love you, then be mad at you, or be angry with you or upset with you. I always knew in my heart that God was all loving. It was unconditional love, something that humans have a hard time with. We love you when you're doing something that we want, but if you don't do it, we don't love you. Or someone will say, "Oh, what, are you mad at me?" No, why would we be mad? Because so this God is not like that. It's not like a human, God. But, sometimes it kind of gets confusing because people are brought up in a certain religion. I have nothing against religions. Actually, I know about a lot of religions, and I like to pick the good stuff out of all religions because there's a lot of great teachings in them. but it's more so that, and I was taught this too, so I can say this because, I grew up Catholic. If you do something wrong, God gets angry. But there was actually a few people that said, well, I can't do that. God's angry with me. Or what, does God still love me? Or there's another one. I always say, thank you, God, for a healthy body, And even if my body's not feeling well, I'll say that. Thank you, God, for this. And, some people say, well, how can you say it's lying? A lot of the affirmations I say are not the exact truth, because I'm saying, let's say I'm having a crappy day. And I say, today I'm going to have a lovely day, or I'm having a lovely day, I always say the thing that I want. I may not be having the best way, but I always put out what I'm going to do. So it's really interesting that there's some teachings out there that kind of confuse us as human beings. Are we allowed to ask for something? Do we deserve it? Have we upset God? And I'm getting some things in there. I always believe that God is I can't see, but it looks like pure love or something, because it's kind of, but yeah, that's the same thing. I've always just known that. So I always kind of get a little sad that people are scared of God, but that's the God humans created for control. So you don't do this, somebody's going to come get you. And then somebody asks, well, if God loves us unconditionally, then why are we in such a mess? Well, that's an interesting question as well. It's actually humanity that's separated, because we have free will. We have free will to do and live life the way we want. So by free will, we are choosing and creating our own lives. We're the ones who have created this chaos on earth. We're the ones who are going through the ascension process, but by going through that, we have to look at what we created and say, I don't want it anymore. I want to go back to unity. I want to go back to love and that connection. So, if we take control of what we created as a collective, then we can heal it as a collective. But if we assume that, okay, God did this, or there's an outside force that did this to us, and we take a victim mentality, then we're really not going to heal, because we're not taking responsibility for what we created. So I had a aha moment recently, and I realized I've been on planet Earth for many, many lifetimes, which I've known that for a while. But then I thought, well, if I'm a kind, compassionate person, how did I help create the mess we're in? But I've had other lifetimes, and even in this lifetime, I added to the separation of humanity. And how did I do that? By not loving myself. We have to accept that everything is of God. Everything is from divine source. Even the things that we don't like are a creation. There are a creation. If we're creating it, they're of God, because everything is of God. So it's a creation that is far removed or separated from God, but still in the creation. So everything is of God. So we can't say, this person is evil, so they're not of God, and I'm better than that person, so I must be better. We're all kind of from the same level playing field. It's just some of us are awakened and some of us are not. Some of us are very separated from the light and very confused, and some aren't. But we are all here learning and growing. So when we see someone else, that's just another aspect of us, because we're all from the one. So we're going to leave everything in that umbrella of, under the creation of God. So we are all loved, we are all matter, but we have free will to create. So as we see what we've created on this earth and I added to, I'm just going to take an example, I added to the separation in many lifetimes, I'm sure, because I believe we played many different parts, the good, the bad, the ugly, the wonderful. But also in this lifetime, I can say, yeah, I've been a pretty conscious person, compassionate. But I wasn't compassionate to myself. I left myself out. So if I'm a part of God and I'm leaving myself out, then I really didn't believe that we're all one. Because how could I contradict, say we're all one, and leave myself out? So then when you start to realize that, you're like, you have this aha moment, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm adding to the separation. Just like people who think, I'm here to fight the darkness. I'm here to fight it. I was born, my mission is to fight the darkness. Well, if you're asking for the darkness, that you're asking, I'm here to fight the darkness, then you're asking for darkness to fight. So you're actually adding to separation. So there's different aspects. So you can kind of look at the way you talk, the way you think, the what you're doing, and say, am I adding to the separation of this planet and the darkness of the planet, or am I adding to the love of this planet? And you can look at every word, your actions, your thoughts. It's really quite interesting when you start to pick away like how I'm thinking. Let's give you another quick example. If I were to say, there's a war on drugs, what happens? The war on drugs gets bigger, right? Or I'm going to fight this. I can't handle that person being president. All of a sudden, what happens? Energy goes in and that person gets elected. So whether you're fighting against something but you're just putting in energy, whether it's because you're fighting against, or you like the person, or you like the event, or you don't like the event, the fact that you're giving the event you don't like energy gives it energy to grow. Whatever you fight against gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So when we look at all that's happening on this planet, and we're like, it looks like a lot of chaos, right? Well, how do we help dissolve it? We get into balance. We get into alignment. We find peace within. Because peace within then radiates out. Now, is it easy to have peace within when you're suffering in relationships, or your finances are on a whack, or your body's not feeling good? There's that turmoil. Well, that turmoil within is an expression that's outside. So we don't stop wars that are happening by fighting against, doing this, doing that. We start to heal from within, because once we let down our I don't know, that contrast, that fight within, that war within, and we find that peace, then you start to really hold that light. And when you talk to people, they can feel it. And when you're holding the light, you are holding so much love energy, that powerful energy on earth, and it radiates. And what does it do? It doesn't fight the darkness. It just brings light, which just dissolves the darkness. No fighting. We just drop the weapons, drop the fists, drop the swords, drop that will to fight, and just let it go. And then work on yourself, find that peace, and hold the peace. I love these calls, because when we come together with these calls, there's so much love. You can feel it from all of us on here. And we're all working on ourselves, whatever level we're at. Wherever you are is perfect and evolving. And this leads me to another comment I got recently from quite a few people. When you're going through this healing journey, sometimes you can feel very confused. What's real? What isn't? You start to go, oh my gosh, was my whole life just a lie? I was living in some pattern of behavior and thought. So you can get confused. You can kind of it's almost like you get confused on reality. So you start to kind of contemplate, what have I been doing? Then there's feelings of regret. Then there's feelings of shame. Sometimes there's feelings of anger when you start to see things differently. So you want to be very kind and patient to yourself when you're going through these healing journeys. There are things that are going to come up for healing. Accept them for what they are. Don't fight them. Don't make excuses for them. Just really accept them, acknowledge them. Ask for the learning lesson. Talk to your guides. They love you so much. Our spiritual team that loves us, our guardian angels, I believe we have two, but I believe there's lots of other things like our pets that passed away, our family members, or I believe that we have a lot of help, tons more help than we understand. But when that love energy is there, it's asking, Brenda, ask for help. So-and-so, ask for help. So-and-so, ask for help. Well, they need us to ask for help because they believe in and they respect our free will. The dark side on this planet doesn't care about our free will. They come at us 24/7 in any way they can. They either, put thoughts in our heads, have people act a certain way that say things. It's, I was talking to someone the other day, and I can say so many nice things, but there's a learning lesson I'm trying to show them. And what do they remember? That learning lesson that made them angry, and they don't remember anything else I said. Why is that? That's because the darkness within us, the shadow part within us, is focusing on the bad stuff because they don't want us to heal with all the other good stuff. So we have this dark energy that's coming at us all the time. If we get out of alignment, out of present moment, and we're thinking about the future, worrying about that, regretting the past, we're not in present moment, it leaves windows of opportunity for that dark energy to seep in and start to bring us down. So it's always coming at us. Yet, these beautiful beings of light that want to help us cannot unless we ask. I believe they help in big circumstances where we haven't asked, and they do jump in because they know they need to. And I think a lot of us can probably remember a time when I didn't ask for help, but something miraculous saved me. And that's probably the intervention of these beings of light to keep you on track, keep you here so you can learn the lessons. But that's just my personal, whatever I talk about, these are just my personal beliefs. And my beliefs change over time, mind you, because as I learn and grow and change. So that's just something I resonate with. But asking, getting into that state of acceptance, allowance before a call like this. So as we get into that state of allowance, we're saying, hey, I'm here for a healing. I don't know exactly what I need today, but I would like a healing at the mental, the physical, the emotional level. I've been really sad. I've been depressed. I've been worrying about my job, worrying about my kids. There's so much going on. I feel heavy. I don't understand what it's all my field. It's just, I feel icky. Just heal whatever needs to be healed at this time. And I just surrender to it. So getting into that state of allowance. So meaning you don't have to know exactly what's happening. Because how could we possibly know what's happening? We're multi-dimensional beings. We're affected by so many different things. We're interfered with by so many different things. So whatever comes up in a layer, we can always add things to a layer. For instance, if you know there's something bubbling up and you want that, issue to resolve, you can bring it to the surface and say, hey, I'm ready to resolve this. Please do whatever is needed. I surrender it. I may not understand it, but I know the feelings. I know the patterns of behavior. I keep repeating them. I'm ready to move forward. So that's just then surrendering it and allowing this love to come through and do whatever it needs. And then you can say, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for this healing today. But do you know exactly what happened? No. Do you ever have to know? No. But let's say a memory comes up. That memory came up probably for you to understand that's healing. And sometimes memories come up and you don't even remember that you even remembered that. But then as they come up, you remember it. Like I remember during a session once, an incident that happened at 7 years old. I remember it only because it came up in a healing. Other than that, it was buried deep in my field. But when it came up, I was like, oh my gosh, I remember that happened now. So sometimes things come up and we're made aware of them. Personally, sometimes I believe I'm made aware of my things that I needed to remember to move forward. But I believe a lot of the junk or a lot of the old dense energy that we don't need anymore actually heals from our field without us even knowing what it was. And that's good. That's a really nice way to heal. Just let it go. I don't need to understand. I don't need to pick it apart. I'm letting it go. And once you start to surrender, trust, and believe and ask, I ask for help every single day. If there's a negative thought that comes in, and I like to stay on top of my thoughts, right? I tried my best to be in present moment. So when you're in present moment, you can be like a virus scanner. Oh, negative thought just came in. That didn't come from me, but it's not a nice one. I usually my go-to, Archangel Michael, please come in with your sword of justice and dissolve that and just give me a beautiful hug so I know you're there. And I'll just have this peace come over me and that thought just dissolved. But let's say I wasn't in present moment and I was worrying about something that's going to happen tomorrow. Well, that negative thought creeped into my field, and then 16 seconds later, another one's coming in. And another one's coming. All of a sudden, I'm lost present moment because now I've been worrying about the future and I allowed stuff to get in my field, and now I'm kind of feeling off. And if you don't catch that off feeling and work up to get it back up, well, you're going to keep going down, 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 down. And it happens so gradually that we don't even notice it. So, you can feel, that high, that feeling of inspiration, that excitement you get. Don't you wish you could stay in that all the time? Because that would be really neat, right? But why is it that we don't notice that we're going down, 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 down until we're really down? And we're crying and depressed and all upset. It's like, why didn't I notice I was going down? Because you weren't in present moment. And I used to be like that too. What I've learned over the years is how to stay in present moment as best as I can. I'm not there 100% of the time, but I'm there a lot more of the time than I used to be. And when I'm in present moment, I'm always scanning just part of my day. Something negative, where did that thought come through? Okay, let's dissolve it. That's not true. Or, okay, this is coming through. Where's that coming through? Okay, let's dissolve that. So it's like a virus scanner, right? And then people go, aren't you exhausted? You're always on? It just becomes like second nature that I don't notice I'm doing it, let's say. And it becomes easier. So it's not like I'm spending my whole day doing that. It's just something comes in and I say, oh, okay, let's just remove that and keep my field clear, right? So meditation is really a good thing. 15 minutes a day to reconnect and refresh. That allows that nice energy infusement to really connect you and ground you and bring you back to where you need to be. Now, some of us are busy. I don't have 15 minutes. So if you're having a hectic day, you start off the day in a rush, what can you easily do? Stop for 2 minutes and breathe deeply. And a lot of people are into breath work. And I've done breath work classes. I've tried it. And I think, yeah, they're neat. But personally, I have the way I like to breathe to calm myself down because we're all unique individuals. But for some people, there's like these rhythms of breathing you can do to bring you back to, I believe it's because you're focusing on the breathing, you're stopping thought, it puts you in a meditative state. Because some of those the breath work classes can be actually kind of difficult. It's like, what are they asking me to do? And because you're focusing so much on the breath work, it puts you into a meditative state. Just like when you're focusing on Zen coloring. I'm going to Zen color. I'm listening to music. This is so difficult what I'm doing that I get myself in a meditative state. So you don't have to just sit there to get into a meditative state. You can do other things that bring you into focus, that allow you to stop thoughts, focus on what you're doing, and allow that love to come in and reconnect. So, there's so many ways. You can ground yourself. You can do EFT. You can do breath work. You can say affirmations. You can watch a video. You can listen to music. You can dance. Like, sometimes, I just love dancing like a maniac in the kitchen. And I'm so happy doing that. and I'm glad no one's watching because I can do whatever I want. Sometimes it's like, if I'm feeling off, I just eat blueberries, and I can feel my vibration moving up with blueberries. I love my blueberries. So there's different things, and you just have to find what works for you and when does it work, because it may work one day and then this other event's not working for. So just figure out you. And if you're having an off day, it's okay. Don't be like mad at yourself, like I'm having an off day and I shouldn't be here, I should know better, because you are kind of counteracting the healing process, because you want to have compassion, you want to have patience and tolerance and love for yourself. We're human and we get triggered. And those triggers are to help us learn, but sometimes we get pulled into the drama of them and we lose ourselves in them. And then we get spit back out. We're like, how did that happen again? It's just a healing point that you want to work on. That's all it is. So where you are is perfect and evolving. And hopefully that made sense. I'm going to look at the chat here as we get ready for the healing part. Although I can tell you the healing energy started even before I walked into the office today. I can feel buzzing all over, which is really nice. And let's see here. Yeah, there's lots of stuff. So we have a lot of people. We have a hello from Spain. Hello, Joanne. There's Richard and Larry and Amanda and Lynn and Amy. And I know there's a lot of other people watching that don't sign in, and that's completely fine. I feel all of you, and I know this is being replayed for a lot of people too. So thanks for those who are joining live, but you don't feel like you have to, because you could just easily replay. All right? All right. Now, if there are any topics you want me to talk about, this one just kind of came up because of all these conversations I have, and that's usually what I end up doing. If there's something that keeps popping up, I just said, let's just talk about it. But I have a lot of information in my brain, and sometimes I could talk all day. But I think the bottom line is, love yourself, respect yourself, but show that compassion and love. And wherever you are in your healing journey, just be kind to yourself. Okay, so I'm going to get the music going. We'll do the balance thing, because I was using my computer for something else. So the music may not be where it's supposed to be. So I apologize, but we'll get there. So again, we want to hear the music. I was watching a replay one day, and I said, oh, I love the music. I wish it was louder. So, oh yes, that's right. So Joanne is my coworker from Spain. I'm sorry, my coworker from Maple Leaf Fruits. I do remember, I met you in person, and now you're in Spain. So I'm assuming you live there now, and I may have known that already, but I'm not 100% sure if I remembered that. So hello from Spain, and thanks for joining. It's pretty late there. You should be sleeping, so hopefully this puts you to sleep. All right, I'm wondering if the music is okay. Is it too loud? Not loud enough? I'm just going to drink and let me know. All right. Respond here. Okay, sorry, I'm just playing with the chat here. Okay, so no one's saying the music is okay. I'm just wondering if it is doing all right or not. Okay, I'm gonna start. I feel the music's too loud, so I'm gonna turn it down just a tad. Maybe I put too much. Okay, so I'm going to start like this. If it is too loud or not loud, sounds good, music is good. Okay. All right. I just turned down the music, so I hope it's all right. Okay, guys, let's just start because I'm buzzing. I'm getting really hot. Let's just start getting this energy out. All right, we are going to start with this loving energy. It loves you so much. These beings of light are so intelligent. They know exactly what you need tonight. There is nothing you need to do. Get into the receiving mode. That's the only thing you need to do. And how? Simply say whatever, however you want to talk to this energy, God, the Creator, angels, love, and light. I accept this energy. I accept the healing tonight at any level that's needed. I am accepting this. I am asking with the intention that any interference in my field is released, dissolved, transmuted. This soul belongs to me, and I am connected to God. I'm going back to unity. And once you say those words, I say yes to the ascension process. Beautiful light just comes around you, and they say, check mark, we got another one coming home. No matter what you've done, no matter what regrets you have, it doesn't matter. When you say those words, I'm coming back home, you are accepted 100% with open arms. We are loved beyond belief. It's the love that they have for us, that this energy has for us, is uncomprehendable because you cannot get this love from another human being. Well, perhaps there's some out there. Yeah, whenever I feel the love of Jesus, that's the unconditional love that I feel from above. So here we go. We are going to allow this love. We're just going to be relaxing. You can be laying down, sitting down. You have your eyes open, eyes closed. It doesn't matter. If you fall asleep or you go into a deep state of meditation and you don't hear even one word I'm saying, it does not matter, because it is the love of this energy that is doing the healing. Some of you might be burping as things are releasing. Some of you might be feeling emotional, dizzy. All those things are a-okay. It's pretty intense today. The energy's been intense all day. It is flowing very intensely. So at this point, allow a beautiful deep breath. And then as you exhale, just exhale all that tension. If you can feel any tension in your neck or your back, just breathe in that loving air to those areas and allow that tension to just dissipate. You can almost feel that heaviness on your shoulders, the burdens you have on your shoulders, and they're releasing and they're letting go. You're feeling lighter. And these beautiful healing that's happening, you're getting your own personal healing. We might be here as a group, but you are in your own octahedron of love with your own beings of light that are working on your specific issues at this time. And if emotions come up, if you're feeling sad, if you're remembering an unpleasant time, just allow that to come up to the forefront for release. You can say, I deserve healing. I am loved. I am important. I am magnificent. You truly are a magnificent being. You were born this way. We're not making you more magnificent. All we're doing is holding the space so you can release the interference that hides your magnificence. And as that interference, the traumas, the belief systems, the past life traumas, whatever it is, it's a collection of many things. As it's up for healing, it's being transmuted out of your field, allowing your authentic, magnificent self to shine through. So for those who are in some pretty rough places at this time, just allow this love to do whatever is needed at this time, and know that over time, possibly right away, but over time, you will start to feel more like yourself as that reconnection with who you are gets all opened up and excited once again. Just allowing deep breaths as they continue to work on you. Allowing your emotions to come up to the surface. You can imagine that you're in this beautiful octahedron of love. And this love energy is weaving through your essence. It knows exactly what you need at this time. It's bringing you back home to that connection of who you really are. It's releasing any fears and worries and sadness and those negative thoughts that replay over and over. We're dissolving them and replacing them with thoughts of love, compassion, empowerment, connection. I am healthy. I am loved. I am important. I am worthy. I am magnificent. I'm in connection. I'm inspired. I deserve fun and joy and happiness and health. I want to anchor all that good stuff really deep within your system here, in every cell. So your every cell's vibrating with all this beautiful love, this powerful energy. And with all the healings, the chakras are just naturally balanced, and the meridian systems and the auric field is cleared. You can imagine your auric field just becoming this beautiful light. Wow, you're becoming brighter and brighter just by the second. You're holding that light for yourself and for this beautiful planet and all of humanity. You almost feel these waves moving through your essence as this healing continues at any level that you need. We're not just working on this lifetime, we're working on any lifetimes that need healing, the past, the present, the future, the in-between states, parallel lives, whatever it is. There's a beautiful healing happening. It's exactly what you need at this time. And if any tears or emotion or frustration are coming up, just honor those feelings and say, I'm letting them go. I deserve this healing. I'm letting all that stuff, the worries and fears, I'm letting them go. And as your healing continues, at this time you may want to send a special intention to anyone that you're worried about, that you know needs some extra love and support. You don't have to say why, you can just bring those people into your focal point and send this beam of love to them. I've had some special mentions come in today, and I'm including them at this time. So I'm just going to take a moment. We all can take a moment to add anybody we want to this healing. Now, when we send this loving energy, we can only make it available. We cannot force somebody to take it. It is up to their higher selves to accept it. In most cases, I truly believe they do get accepted. But again, we can't have any expectations. We're just sending it out with the intent of healing or whatever is needed for that person at that time. We are now going to continue with our healing, but we're going to start the healings of our homes, of the people in our homes, our pets. This beautiful energy is now starting to weave through your home. It's being made available to everyone there, whether they're listening or not. And again, it's up to their higher selves to take what is beneficial for them today. In these times where we feel so helpless, these types of calls bring us into a place of empowerment. Because as we send this beautiful energy to ourselves, our family, our friends, our homes, we're going to get to a broader range, and eventually we're going to be sending this to all of Mother Earth and the inhabitants. So we're letting this energy weave through, and our houses are being cleared of any negative energies, arguments, worries, frustration. Every part of our homes, right down to the molecular level, are being cleared of any negativity or replaced with God's love and light. Your homes are going to feel lighter, more at peace. We can say our home is full of love, joy, and happiness. There's so much patience and compassion and laughter. And if you have pets, they're probably passed out at this point. They are so open to these types of healings. And whatever they need at this time, may they accept it. It's almost like we're floating in space. And this beautiful light surrounding us from all aspects, healing wherever we need it. And now we'll set the intention that this beautiful light beam that we're all creating together, it is so huge and powerful and beautiful, is now going to start wrapping around Mother Earth. And it can start from where we are and just creep in to our neighbors, our communities, and it's spreading bigger and bigger to states and provinces and land masses and waters, bodies of water, is now weaving through the core of Mother Earth and all around it. You can almost imagine Mother Earth in this beautiful white light, is dissolving any darkness, and we can send extra light to those darker places or the places that need it the most. It knows exactly where to go. But every human being on this planet is being bathed in this beautiful healing energy. Every animal, every plant, every water molecule, every air molecule, all the land masses, from the mountains to the prairies to the farmlands to the cities. We call upon the energies of the whales and the dolphins. They love healing, and now they're moving through this beautiful essence, adding their healing energy. We can imagine these beams of light touching all our marine life, clearing our waters, bringing our oceans and lakes and streams and rivers and creeks and ponds back to their natural, healthy beauty. Every animal, every plant, every living thing, and every human being, no matter where they are, may they all know they are loved. May they all know they can ask for help at any time. May they feel this love. May they sleep peacefully. May they heal at any level that they need. And as this energy is flowing through Mother Earth, surrounding and loving everyone and everything, and we're included, just feel that love at any level you need it. And as this beautiful, loving, powerful energy is doing its thing, we are now sending it out to the universe and the multiverse, and back to all those beautiful beings of light that love us so, because we're all in this together. You can imagine it expanding. There are no limits. The only limits are the limits that we allow. Go beyond the limits. Think bigger, more powerful than you ever have before. For those of you who are feeling those sensations of tingling or warmth or seeing colors, just based in that love. And for those of you who are not feeling anything, this energy is so powerful. Your healing is taking place at such a tremendous, strong potency. Everyone's getting exactly what they need, whether they feel it or not. We're dissolving negative thoughts and replacing them with positive ones. We're bringing peace into your hearts, into every cell of your body. We're calming down your nervous system, allowing for healing at all levels. Every cell of your body is getting exactly what it needs at this time. You are healthy, you are strong, you are beautiful, you are magnificent, you are joyful. You are deserving. And tonight you are accepting this energy easier than ever before. This energy is so powerful. Your intentions have been heard as you are loved beyond measure. Waves of love are continuing. Whatever you need is being done. For those of you who wish to stay in meditation and allow this love to just base with you, just allow it to do its work, you can just simply hang up the call and stay with that energy. This energy is going to last for 3 to 4, and some people report even 5 days. Drinking lots of water to allow those toxins to filter through. We've gone to a very deep healing to every cell of your body. You're going to allow that healing. And as you allow that healing, you're in that receiving mode. You're doing so wonderful. You can expect beautiful things to happen. In just a moment, I'm going to pull out that singing bowl and use that. But I want to leave you with this. Just imagine, because this is what I see, this is what I believe, that this beautiful light that we sent out on this beautiful planet and all of humanity will continue to radiate and heal for days to come. And our light created tonight connects with the light of so many people doing this individually in groups all over the world. We are at a beautiful time on this planet. And although sometimes it looks confusing, know, trust, and believe. We are in a beautiful place of healing and moving forward into this beautiful new earth that we're headed to. And by saying those words, I say yes to the ascension process. I say yes to love. I say yes to unity. You've just counted yourself in as you make that statement of moving forward with Mother Earth on this journey to ascension. You are loved, you are beautiful, you are powerful. Thank you for joining. I'm going to use the singing bowl, and what this does is it uses sound healing vibration to process anything that needs to be processed. It kind of speeds things along. It also will bring you back to a grounded state where you might feel less dizzy. So if you want to stay in meditation, simply hang up, but you're welcome to stay with the bowl. Perfect. I love that bowl. Just, it's amazing. So hopefully it sounded okay, but even if it doesn't sound perfect on the other side, it's the intentions perfectly just the way it should be. So everyone, thank you for joining. Drink lots of water. Thank you so much again for joining, because your presence adds that extra light to this planet. We all need it. So many blessings to everyone. And enjoy the healing that continues. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to either write them in the YouTube comment or send me an email. I'll respond as fast as possible. Namaste. Have a good night. Beautiful session, and good night to all of you. Thank you so much for joining.